Hello and welcome. In this second video on the fundamentals of terminology work, we will introduce you to synonyms, equivalents, and homonyms. Handling these linguistic phenomena correctly is a key requirement for effective terminology management. Let's take a ride into this world with a bike. First, let's briefly recall the first video, in which we introduced the terminological triangle. This triangle illustrates the relationship between objects, terms, and concepts. Terms do not refer directly to individual objects. Instead, they represent the abstract concepts. So, what kinds of terminology-related challenges can arise? Synonyms are different terms within the same language that refer to the same concept, for example, bicycle, bike, cycle, and velocipede. Terms in different languages that refer to the same concept are called equivalents. Examples include bike, bicicleta, and xi xing xie. Terminology cannot simply be translated. The goal is to find the most suitable term for a given concept in each language. However, full synonymy is rare. Often we deal with near synonyms. For example, bicycle and velocipede both refer to the same concept, but velocipede is outdated and formal, so they are not fully interchangeable. A single term that represents multiple concepts is called a homonym. Consider the word wheel, for example. It can refer to either a part of a bicycle or a steering wheel in a car. This example shows that the meaning of a term is not always clear. Synonyms and homonyms often cause misunderstandings or errors in communication. Specialized languages often contain synonymous terms used in different departments, such as marketing and engineering. These terms arise from the different needs of these departments, and, in their respective contexts, they can rightly be considered synonyms. In order to clarify which concept is meant, it is helpful to provide supporting information, such as a context sentence or a visual aid. Clear definitions are crucial for avoiding misunderstandings and ensuring that everyone understands the same thing, especially within a company. Terms are not translated word for word. Instead, you identify an appropriate equivalent in the target language and check that its definition matches the intended concept. The number of terms for a concept, such as bicycle, varies by language. For example, there are 5 terms for bicycle in Spanish, 4 in English and German, and 2 in French and Chinese. Abbreviations also vary. When translating, choose the term that best fits the context. Connections between equivalents, such as Drahtesel and Caballito de Acero, should not be forced if they do not match the intended usage or tone. Although both terms refer to bicycle and include an animal in their figurative meaning, they are not interchangeable in translation. The cultural connotations differ. For example, Drahtesel can carry a slightly negative or humorous nuance in German that Caballito de Acero does not necessarily have in Spanish. All of these terms relate to the same concept, which can be defined. The concept of a bicycle, for instance, is defined by an ISO standard. However, this is just one of many possible definitions. Even within the field of terminology work, there are dedicated standardization bodies, such as ISO 704 and ISO 1087. When translating, you should look for an appropriate equivalent and use the definition to ensure that the terms truly correspond. Remember that the definition describes the concept, not the term itself. In a company setting, clear definitions are essential for preventing misunderstandings. In the next video, we will talk you through what constitutes a good definition. Without terminology, artificial intelligence cannot optimally support your company.